Episode 12,
I can't even count anymore.
I think.
Yep. Well,
One of
it depends if we've dropped out other episodes that we recorded
Yeah, I
out
know.
of sync or not.
Gotten real messy.
Yeah. Anyway, next episode. How are you, Josh?
Good. How are you?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Absolutely exhausted. But here we are on a Thursday night.
It is Thursday.
It's felt like Tuesday all day.
It's felt like Monday.
It has kicked along because we've been away doing things. We'll get into that, I'm sure. But I think I need to pick me up.
Yep.
Yep.
Straight into it.
The agenda. We have
We have little gins today.
gifted to us by a listener supporter, someone who's was away with us for the weekend, actually. And what are you doing to that gin?
I'm trying to shake it into the microphone. It's not
Okay.
working. I'm trying to
Yeah.
be a distraction.
Okay. Well, that doesn't
Yeah,
sound
that's
right. Archie Rose Distilling is this one here, signature dry gin. Let's try that out. How big a
I do like the little bottles.
50 mil? Oh, it's a bit more than 30. Sounds about right.
1.7.
All right.
We even have pre-done ice.
You're set. You've even thought about putting the ice in like a glass. That's
I
real
have.
smart.
I thought about
All right,
things.
here we go. Are we going to all of it or are we going part of it?
Uh,
Nah, all of it. There we go. See, that sounds better. Chipping away there. All right, cool.
I figured it would go well with some Mediterranean tonic.
Very standard tonic. Very classic looking bottle. The Archie Rose, these ones here. They're very traditional looking thing. Yeah, looks all right. Not my favourite look, but looks all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
I do like little bottles of gin. They look pretty
I
cool.
like the little bottle bit, but the label. Like I'm talking about
Oh, the
branding.
label,
Yeah,
branding.
branding and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is very traditional.
It's okay.
Just standard gin. Standard
Oh,
gin things.
you need that, don't you?
Well, I would prefer it.
Yeah, rather than just gin. It's
Yeah.
a gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see how that mixes up. Very
Yeah.
good. All right. Well, you're very excited, Josh. You look it as well.
I look very excited. So excited. I'm excited because there's no more like big travel and things for the year.
Not
I
for
say
you.
that we'll probably book a big trip and then
I've got one left, but
got one.
uh,
That's a you problem.
it's a you benefit because I'll be away. Lucky you.
I don't know you here normally anyway.
This is true. The we what were we excited about? You're excited because you hit your commitments last week.
We did.
We're only a week. Well, no, you didn't hit your commitment, but you think you did. So take us
yeah.
through. We're gonna lead off. We're gonna mix the show up a little bit tonight. We're gonna lead off with a commitment.
Start with commitments.
Yeah. So
Changing it up.
tell us how you went on what your commitment was and how you went with it.
So my commitment,
Yes.
last time it was to do a series of threes,
Okay.
sort of. There was 30 stories posted each day.
So we were at an event for 3
So
days.
We were at a
So-
sporting event for 3 days.
Yes.
So it was Friday to Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
There was commitments to do 30 stories a day.
Yep.
Three batches of photos, which were 10 stories each. So
10
30
photos
photos
each. 10
each day.
photos.
Morning, afternoon, night.
10
And then-
photos, not 10 stories.
No, there was 30 stories, 30 photos.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You said stories.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll
all right,
just
just
have
clearing.
a quick little.
Yeah, probably get some of that into you.
Yeah, a bit more.
Oh, yeah, photos.
Yeah, photos and stuff.
Yep. So
And
30,
then it
30
was-
stories, 30 photos
Yeah.
over 3 batches.
Yep, and 3 reels a day
Mhm.
and 3 videos a day.
Okay,
So
tell us the difference.
videos were separate from the reels.
I was going to say, clarify that for us.
Yep, so the 3 reels were grabbing cool little 5, 10, 15-second clip from throughout the day and putting that up.
Yep.
The 3 videos a day were putting together a little bit more polished video.
Okay.
So there's a series of stages where they're about anywhere vary from about 90 seconds to
2 minutes.
122 minutes. So you're grabbing that, you're chucking a cool intro on it, you're putting a bit of information about what is happening during it, and then that's getting
Okay.
posted.
All right. So that's different. So one's got a bit more production time.
Yep.
One is just a little snippet of something that's gone on.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So 3 of each of those per day.
Yep,
So that is a total of 64 pieces of content.
it is.
No, it's not 66 pieces of content a day.
Yes.
And then you also made a late commitment in that.
I did.
No, let's come back to that. We'll talk about the one you failed at miserably later. Okay, so 66 pieces of content a day.
Yep.
Friday, tell me about it.
Friday, we smashed it on Friday. Friday
Mm-hmm.
Friday allowed us to bank a little bit for the next day. So Friday was the stories were a little bit harder to do
Not as
'Cause
much action on Friday.
not as
Friday's
much
a practice
action.
day.
It's practice day. Not much is going on. But there's still stuff that you can get. So my biggest thing was the phone coverage. Phone coverage there was awful. And my intention behind the phone, like the stories, was to be able to go, cool, I want to grab quick little things that are happening, run around with the phone and getting things.
Yep.
Becomes a bit more challenging when you're running around the phone getting things. And then you look at your phone after 10 minutes, even though it's been on in your pocket uploading, and go, oh, nothing's uploaded yet. It's still going.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, but we got there in the end. Some of the stuff got posted, a little bit later on in the night. We got back into coverage and just went, cool, here's the last 5 stories for the day.
But you covered it.
Covered it off.
Okay. Cool.
The 30 photos, that's become more or less just
That's pretty standard for these
pretty
events.
standard for this now. It's no real, not that no thought goes into it, but it's just, it flows. It's second nature now.
Yep. Cool.
And the 3 reels are pretty easy because that's stuff that you grab just from a piece of content. You see something cool as you're panning through editing the 3 videos and you go, oh, that bit there.
Yep.
We'll post that later.
Gotcha.
This time around, so on the Friday, while it's practice and stuff, there is a little side match that is held by one of the sponsors.
Yep.
And we grabbed that. I filmed, I think, 4 people doing it and then ran that over to Sam. It was like, here's this. And he cut that up and edited it. And posted that out. We also got just a promo, just filmed, people getting ready, unpacking of things, all that kind of stuff. Got that, posted that as well. And I think we did 2 of them.
Okay.
Two sort of promo-y things. And that was the day.
Cool. All right. So box ticked. Well done.
Box ticked.
So from a production point of view, you had yourself, you had Sam, and so I'm curious in terms of this is a big event. This is a 3-day event. Lots of people wanting to watch as much as they can about it. So how did you on Friday? It's about a half-day practice, so you don't get the full day. How did you strategize between the 2 of you to make sure you covered what you needed to while also editing? Tell me about that breakdown.
Yeah. So we had a bit of a plan going into it, knowing we knew what we wanted to capture for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess we had that game plan of going, all right, for the first, I think it was hour and a half, me and Sam both ran around with cameras. He ran around with the video camera. I ran around with the photo camera.
Yep.
And just, he got his stuff. I snapped some video with it when I was doing things and just all the photos. And then after that was like, cool. We went and chucked him into some dark corner somewhere with a laptop. In the cafe.
Yep.
He had food and aircon.
It's not horrible. Yeah.
No. But yeah, the game plan, words, was to get all the content we could at the start and then go there and be like, cool, here's what we want to get. We should have all the footage we need, edit all that stuff and get that all ready. And then he came back out probably about 3 hours later.
Yep. Back into natural light.
Bit less than that, probably 2.5 hours later, because there was still practice is only about 5 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
So he came back out just at the end and was like, cool, I've got all the reels done and all of this. And I was like, cool, because I've got all the photos done and I've done 1 post.
Yep.
And we were pretty good to go.
Okay, cool. So you found that sort of splitting your focuses. So you makes sense because right at the beginning of the day, there's nothing to edit. There's stuff to capture. So both of you capture stuff. Sam can learn the ropes. He hasn't done many of these events, and so he can sort of get a real feel for it.
Yeah.
Then he can head off. He edits a lot of this stuff, so he'll be probably quicker at that.
Yeah.
You keep doing the photos and that sort of. Makes a lot of sense. You're leveraging to your advantage while still sort of having a level up upskilling as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
didn't want to just sort of leave him to just editing and being like, cool, I'm just going to come and dump footage on you, and that's all you're doing this weekend.
Cool. All right. And so absolutely, because you we hope to do these events next year, and so you want to have Sam being able to cross-skill that to be able to go and if he ends up as the only one at the event, he can do all the things that need to be done.
All going to get covered.
Yeah. So then take me through, the response to that. So you were posting these things. Were they getting good numbers? Was there engagement? Did you take any lessons from Friday into Saturday at all?
I actually couldn't tell you much on the engagement. I actually didn't check it on Friday at all.
Okay.
It was just, it was still a very busy day. So just got to the end of that day. We had a dinner with the sponsors that night.
Mm-hmm.
Phone coverage where we were, my phone coverage where we were for dinner wasn't great. So I couldn't even check things. But that the Friday sort of set us up with a game plan for the rest of the weekend.
Okay, so Saturday ends up being a big day. So Saturday starts quite early.
Yeah, so Friday practice starts at 1, and then Saturday sort of kicks off
12 o'clock till 4.
Yeah, then Saturday kicks off at about
7:30.
Yeah, 7:30 was when we got there. Morning briefing.
Yep.
So you're going from 7:30 to 4, 5:30? 6.
Yeah.
So your day is much longer.
It was a big day Saturday. Yeah. Okay, cool. So tell me about Saturday. Did you change anything? Or I'm curious in terms of the logistics of the thing. I remember you telling me you got 71 pieces or 74 pieces of content on Saturday. So you kicked all your goals with that side of things, apart from the one goal that we'll still bring up in a bit. But in terms of I guess what I'm thinking is that the people who are watching this, who are, let's say their business has got an event on. Or some way, and how they can get the most from that event, and how it plays out. So, what was your game plan heading into Saturday? What did you try and achieve? And then I'm curious to see how those stats went, if you have those.
Yep. So our game plan was to operate similarly to Friday, but breaking it up. So sort of doing that hour and a half filming of both of us.
Yep.
Having 3 hours section of Sam editing. I'll still run around and capture things.
Mm-hmm.
He would then, come back out.
Yep.
Would then have a bit of a chat, see what we had. He'd be like, cool, I've got this, 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 and this.
Yep.
And you're like, all right, cool. That covers like most of it. All right, now we need this. But yeah, the plan was so he would edit. I was running around because photos are still a big thing for this.
Yes.
So I was running around snapping photos. I'd try and cover and try and get a photo of everyone that's participating.
Yeah,
absolutely. But as the day rolls on, all the photos blur into one and they're going, oh, who did I get? But it was very handy actually to be able to film a heap of stuff, send it off to Sam. He was, going through it, sorting it, editing it for what we need, and being able to come back and go, all right, this is what we've got. And then you sit down and you have a bit of think about it and go, all right, so we're missing this, didn't get that. So you were able to sort of regroup and go, all right, let's film a little bit together and then go off with all the footage that I filmed in the 3 hours.
Yep.
And then I've now got a mental checklist to go, all right, this is the stuff I want to focus on in this period of time while Sam is now doing the next lot of stuff.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sense to that. I was curious to see how that dynamic would work of having that, I guess, additional party involved that that sometimes might be within your business or external or a freelancer or something along those lines, where these events are so intense and so full on. Anyone who's worked in the event side of things, you just know that the event kicks off and it's just all go and it's questions, and now you're so heavily you're quite involved with the event anyway, up until the point it starts, and then you sort of get a bit hands off, which is intentional.
Yeah.
But you now know all the people at these events that travel around the country, and so I can see for you it'd just be like all going on. You're having conversations and all this sort of stuff, and you've got friends there and all this sort of thing going on. To have that additional party that can be like, all right, well, here's all the stuff you did get. Here's all the stuff that would have been nice to get. And you're getting that information not at the end of the event.
Yeah.
You're getting partway through on day one.
Yeah, because
day two, I guess.
Previously, for all of the events prior to that, I would edit a little bit in the last couple of them.
Yep.
But I'm going through maybe 10% worth of footage to get that. And then we're getting back on the Monday, Tuesday after it's getting chucked into timelines and sorted.
Yeah.
And you look at all the things, you're like, oh, wish I got that, wish I got this. You're like, well, here's what it is. We've got all this other cool stuff, but
much more real time.
Yeah, it's nice to know. And I think we covered off the things so much better.
Okay, interesting. So I can relate in one way. So one of the things that I'm not good at doing at these events, because I have other roles at these events, is taking photos, right?
Yep.
Which is great because you're there. Then you get back from it, and this is such a this is a community that's been built. This is a whole group of people, and I really like the people, and you get on well with them. And then you look back, and you've got a handful of photos of me goofing off with someone, right? And then I can take a photo away from the event of me and one person or something like that. So I thought, and I've been doing this for 5 years now.
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to make a focus that I want to get a photo with every one of the competitors, right? So just them and me.
Yep.
And I thought because a bunch of these crew are not necessarily guys who would take selfies. too often, or and then I'm the bloke in that community that runs a YouTube channel, and I thought, oh, I'm going to go up to these guys and be like, hey, we should get a photo, and they'll be like, no, I'm good, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
No?
Not one of them. They were so good to me. It was so appreciated.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, away from you being there as a professional photographer and away from, it was pretty much just me wanting to grab a photo with these guys that many of them are really good friends.
Yeah.
And all of them are people that I've seen multiple times throughout the year, if not 4 years, and probably never had a photo with.
Yeah.
Because so often I'm not necessarily I'm behind the scenes, I'm back off somewhere, I'm doing something else. And so I thought, I'm going to make it real. So I went around on day one and just took photos, took selfies with everyone I could find. That was probably about 25 people, and there's 42 competitors. And so I then sort of balanced that up against the list, and I'd be, the next day I'm like, all right, I've got to get another 10 or 12 to sort of tick along here. And I'd wander down and be like, all right, I don't think I've got a photo with you. Take a photo with them. And eventually, compared it against the competitor list and went, there's like 5 guys I still haven't caught up with to do this. So
I did notice you on Sunday going through the list, looking through photos going, oh, no, that person.
Yeah. And so Sunday I was like, right, I'm going to track this person down and went look for them.
Went on a mission.
Went to them, found them, took a photo. I'm like, good. All right, sweet, got that. And so it was really good. And look, it just became a little TikTok, and it was good. But that is also a little memory, and sometimes we don't. Yeah. We all just move so fast. We forget. We move beyond. I don't think to take photos at these events now because I'm like, the event's captured.
Yeah,
it's all done. It's good, but
it's covered by someone else.
Yeah, someone else got it, which is great.
Yeah,
but there's no photos of me with someone. And I thought, it'd just be nice to catch you as someone. So I can understand having that sort of point throughout the weekend and being like, right, have I got all the things I need? I've got this checklist of stuff and the people I need photos with and all this sort of gear. And I got there, and I was very happy with that, because how terrible it would be if I missed one.
Yeah.
You
got 41 out of 42.
And just because I was busy, I was flat out with something else, and I didn't check my list, and I didn't. I'd be like,
I guess it's that it would take you really a minute to go, this person, track them down.
I made it a very consciously. There was lots of people like helpers and stuff like that I would like to get photos with, but then that becomes a very undefined list.
Yeah.
You're like, and kids then, this person's, their wife's there, or their husband's there, or whatever it is, and you start then, I should get a photo with that person. And these people I like. And so having a very defined list was extremely useful, and it was within a certain parameter, and there was other people I got photos with for sure, because they're like, I'm like just walking around a circle taking photos with them.
And someone's just like,
yeah, of course. But I had this very defined parameter that I was going to get these 42 photos, and I was very happy that I did, and which I talk. It's more of a personal story, but it is so useful to have that parameter set. Now, what you're doing. You're capturing what's going on, so it can be a little bit hard. It's more down the documentary path, not documentary level, but more down the documentary where you're just capturing what's going on rather than necessarily being able to plan all of it out.
Yeah, it is something that one of the other sponsors was there, and one of their media lady was there, Miff, who, if you've watched our virtual hangout, has been with us before.
I think all of them.
She has been with all of them. Well done, Miff.
Maybe one, maybe missed one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She's been regular.
She has. And there was one thing that I looked at from her doing things. So she's there as the sponsor covering their particular brand and their products and their people participating.
Yes.
And I sort of sat back and went, sometimes that would just be nice.
Yes.
Because we go along from a general sport point of view, wanting to capture everything, and there will be a sponsor or two in it that you go, all right, cool. We want to highlight them because they are the sponsor, but you're just capturing everything. Sometimes it's bringing it back to just, this is all I've got to capture is I've got this product, this person, and this person. And you've got a very narrow thing and you go, cool, I now know.
Sometimes.
Push down a bit more to what I can do.
Constraints can actually lead to a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So Saturday, now often we all go out to dinner on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But you often
Saturday night dinner.
You often finish up editing late into the night. How did you go this time?
This time it wasn't editing late into the night.
Okay.
It wasn't really late into the night. We were just finishing up posting things late in the night.
Oh, because of the reception issue?
Yeah.
But in general, with two of you there, I mean, the expectation was you were going to achieve a lot more.
We were.
but which you did.
We definitely did.
But you also, by the same token, like I know how hard you work on a normal weekend. You know how hard I normally work on one of these weekends. Was that you would sort of wind that back in a little bit. So you weren't quite so 1 a.m. in the morning trying to finish a video off.
Yes. Yeah, a little bit. It was
improved.
I think if we were somewhere where there was good coverage, we would have got to Saturday night before the dinner and we would have been wrapped up.
Yeah,
we would have been able to shut the bags, pack the laptops
so
up,
genuinely
go to dinner,
would have been
and then come back and
done
just
for the day.
chilled. Yeah. So it was just the reception issue was a very big thing, and that's what limited us.
Okay.
We were like all the videos were edited before we left.
Okay. Oh, that's at least promising and a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just a constraint of the range that you just gotta deal with.
So we very much found that we got to the last probably half an hour that we were there, and we more or less we took photos and extra content because, well, why not? As opposed to we need things. We just went, all right, well, we're here for another little bit anyway. We may as well maximize our time and still be getting content and getting things.
Okay.
Rather than just sitting around going, cool.
So day 3, and did you look at any numbers from Saturday?
Not really.
No?
I didn't really check numbers over the weekend. It was just, I think we had it was just the goal was
blinkers on,
content out, and we just went, let's just roll and pump content out.
Okay, cool. So then, but like as a general, so maybe not down into the numbers, but as a general, like there seemed to be, because my phone's connected as well to these accounts, lots of like comments, lots of eyes on, people wanting to know more, wanting to see what happened.
As a general, my phone went off more throughout the weekend than a normal weekend, just from comments and likes and stuff, people following along on the story.
Yeah, which is good. And what I did, often these weekends we get a few photos up here and there, and a lot of the video stuff happens once we get back. But this particular weekend, I noticed that there was a lot less people going, oh, what's going on? We want to see more, send more. Like there was a good amount of content that people could stay up to date with it if they chose to.
You're seeing most of the things that are actually happening in real time.
So day 3 is the last day. It's not quite as long a day, but it's still a solid day. Did you make any changes for your approach on day 3?
We didn't.
No, so same deal. You started both out capturing content, then Sam went off and sat in the hobbit hole and edited away while you
exactly.
Okay, so
we had
progress.
We had a very good chat in the morning drive to the range, and we both kind of said almost at like the same sort of time and just went like yesterday worked really well. Like let's just stay with that plan because it was a good flow.
Yeah.
It was we were concise in what we were doing, and well, it worked. The thing is, it worked quite well.
Yep.
And so the scheduling that we did on Saturday night, we actually had extras from Saturday that we
could roll out on Sunday.
We had scheduled in on Sunday morning. So we got into Sunday morning going, cool. So there's 2 things that are actually already scheduled in. They're going to drop before they would normally because we were able to actually post them back at the accommodation.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So we're actually going to be able to pump out more than what we'd anticipated and keep it a bit more in real time. Okay. So that was with the coverage in mind, wanted to have that stuff scheduled in so that, in the morning there's something going out there. People can see what's happening rather than being 4 hours behind everything that we wanted it to be.
Gotcha. Okay. So, so Sunday went pretty much to plan there, similar.
Sunday at the range went very much to plan.
Presentations presented some other challenges, but you got what you needed. You got the quantity of content that you were aiming for that day.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then presentations. The reality is that we also had data issues which we're overcoming that are short-term / long-term solutions.
Yeah.
To stream the event.
That was a series of unfortunate events. That one,
but not to worry. That is what can happen with some live streaming things. Live streaming in situations you've never been in previously, and you test it and it works, and then you go live and it doesn't.
Yeah.
So not having the budget to set up redundancies. Which could resolve there. Or you attempted some redundancies.
We failed. We attempted redundancies, but it was literally everything that could have gone wrong. It went wrong,
and a few extra things.
Yeah. But cool. we have contingencies.
I've got some questions for you then for covering a big event with two of it. So you've covered big events with one of you and covered big events with two of you now.
Yep.
I would like to think that you didn't get twice as much done. I'd like to think you got more than twice as much done. Is there a level of scaling here where the fact that two of you exist, you can achieve more than double what one can get? Is that true or not?
I think that's very true.
Do you have any ballpark of like what percentage more?
I can throw that back to the match before.
Okay.
Because the match before I was probably the most effort that I'd put into trying to roll out video stuff as opposed to just photos.
Yep.
And so I had done my 30 photos a day.
So this is in a month before.
It was
a month before.
Yeah, down in Tassie. So this was 30 photos a day. That's comfortable to do. This I'd done somewhere around probably 10 to 20 stories sort of a day, somewhere in that ballpark. And then I'd put out, I think I did a video on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. Yep. And that's absolutely killed me.
I
remembered I did the one on Saturday night.
Yes.
I got right to the end of it, got the video done, and I got it to that point where I was like, this is literally good enough. Like I actually do not care anymore. This is just getting posted. Yeah. Whatever it looks like tomorrow.
And one thing we'll mention on that particular event. So this is the event down in Tassie. You had no connection to helping with the event. You rolled in on the Friday.
Yep.
Did the things and then left, and we went go-karting on Monday.
Yep.
You didn't particularly help with the running of the event.
Yeah,
right?
There was no setup or anything like that.
So you were basically there just to achieve photos and videos, and it nearly killed you trying to achieve that.
Yeah.
Now you went very hard on that weekend.
I did.
It's a good thing because
I'm very happy with the results from that weekend.
You did extremely well. So then contrast that to this event, which I'll bring those other elements in afterwards. But what did you get done in comparison? And then we'll talk about the effort it took and how far it didn't nearly kill you.
Yeah. So photos stayed the same. Yep. Stories, we essentially doubled.
Yep.
We doubled the stories, and then actually having the 3 videos go up comfortably. And I think that was the big thing. It went up comfortably. It wasn't stretching, wasn't pushing any harder. I think if we dedicated and really pushed ourselves to the limit, we probably could have gone 4 or 5 videos and reels a day.
Yep.
You get to the end of that weekend and just be absolutely wrecked. Yep. But that's the point we could have gone to, but we operated very comfortably, and yet we still doubled what we were doing before.
Okay, so effectively doubled across the board. Now let's throw a couple other factors in there. You knew you had to drive home on the Monday. You had an 8-hour drive ahead of you, as opposed to just go-karting and then flying home the next night.
Yeah, it's a bit different when you have a plane to jump on rather than driving.
And also you were there. We left on the Wednesday. The event starts on the Friday afternoon, and you, prior to getting a camera in hand, you were pretty much working at the event, getting it set up, because it's one of our events that we run. Yeah, and so you were hands-on and moving stuff around and crawling around in the mud and doing all the things like that.
We had another video that we needed to film. We filmed another video and edited that while we were there.
Yeah, so there was all these additional things that were other factors. And do you say you were more exhausted in Tassie or about the same, or
it was definitely more exhausted in Tassie.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Interesting. So you worked harder actually, you could argue you worked harder for longer in the last match, but because you had 2 of you, achieved way more, and with perhaps like you weren't up late editing videos and doing this sort of gear. Yeah. Yeah. You were, we played Mario Kart on Sunday night.
We did. Yeah. We were watching F1s on Saturday night.
That's right. So, and still up early mostly up early Monday morning watching F1s.
Yeah. Until it got boring and someone fell asleep.
Yeah. That would be correct.
Yeah. That would be me.
That would be you. So, there's some interesting things in there covering events.
How did, from an external person to working on all the stuff, did you see much of the content that went up over the weekend, or were you a bit too involved in everything else that was going on?
Let me bag you out first. There was
Let's go. I'm ready.
There was one goal you set yourself, which was 9. Somehow you decided on the last podcast we did, could have been a few gins deep, to commit to 30 TikToks a day. Now, I was trying to get you to do 30 over the weekend, but you committed to 30 a day over the 3 days.
Yeah.
90 TikToks.
Yeah.
Now, I know what happened after we got back. We'll cover that in a moment. But how did you go with your 90 TikToks in 3 days?
I didn't get close, but I got closer than I thought.
Okay. Well, you thought you were going to get 90. So.
It was definitely the gins.
Okay.
So I remember rocking up there and then someone said something to me and I was like, I said, what now? I did not remember.
Yeah, because you
I remember running around at one of the dinners like, hey, answer this question. Hey, answer this question.
To your credit, because I think you only got reminded on the Saturday about it. Yeah. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'll be back. And you ran off and you came back. You
started harassing everybody.
I've done 10.
Yeah.
In about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That was a fair effort. And I couldn't believe when I was opposite you here last time, you were like, oh, yeah, I'll do 90. I'm like, oh, I was thinking maybe like 3 a day to 10 a day. Okay.
I should have just done 30 over the weekend. I would have made that one.
Yeah, 30 over the weekend. You would have actually probably. And then on the Monday or Tuesday, the account got banned.
Yeah. If the other video gets re-released,
yeah,
it's just because I've taken that bit out and it means I now accomplished my task.
Cool. So anyway, that was the task.
But I did get close to the 30 for the weekend.
Yeah.
I was at about 27.
Okay.
Yeah. 27. And then TikToks got deleted and all those replies got deleted.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, good. At 30 would have been absolutely fine. So you did very well, Josh. Very well.
Apart from my gin-infused...
Triple. I'll do triple. I'll do more.
Apart from that one, we nailed our goals.
You did.
Which we were very happy with.
Yeah. A lot of effort and solidly
well done, Sam.
Well done.
Smashed
guys.
It.
So we should. I've got commitments I actually achieved as well. But
you did.
Before we get
into that, ask you about that.
Before we get into that, we should do a little business update.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to talk about. Apart, obviously we talked about one of the big things we've been doing.
Yeah.
But the other thing has been that we filmed, which is what we talked about last time, and those videos now editing. We sent a preview video back to the client, who rang us up while we were driving over actually, and was stunned. Did not believe how he's like, I look like I know what I'm doing. We're like, well, you do know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just maybe not so much on camera as we discussed last time. Poor John. And he's like, man, like I looked all right. You're like, yeah, it's amazing what editing can actually piece together. Yeah. So I guess what I wanted to draw out of that was we talked a lot last time about building confidence on camera, or how to get, if you're not really good on camera or you're struggling with confidence on camera, a few little tricks of how you can work around it. This was then, you're right, you're looking for more gin, aren't you?
I'm trying not to make noise.
Well, and also, be careful, we haven't done commitments yet, so have some more gin then. And he, I guess this is that advice put into action, where he came back. He's like, you made me actually look really good, like I presented well, and it was, these sort of things. And, that's a combination of the guidance that we did on the day, him following the guidance, and then some editing, some not magic. Magic's a generous. I mean, magic if you're watching, Sam, absolute magic. But realistically, it was just some standard editing sort of cuts and some putting some B-roll over the appropriate sort of talking between the cuts of him delivering a sentence here and there.
Well, it's something that we've done here with the amount of cameras that we've got. Is it gives you the ability to, even if you have an extra camera, just one extra camera, gives the ability to hide that cut of you get a sentence out and you get halfway through and you're like, oh no, that wasn't it.
Yeah,
you just cut just before you've started going, with you just jumping into the next conversation going, and this is what I was meant to do. And you just cut to that camera and nobody knows.
There's a really good chance that the reaction you're watching on the other person's face of like, oh yeah. Yeah, cool. No, it didn't happen at the time.
No, it did not.
There are little things like that. So basic, if you're an editor, you're like, oh yeah, that's real basic. This is what we normally do. Correct.
Yes.
But if you're a business owner sort of delving down this path for the first time, you might be like, oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
Does it work?
It does. I think a lot of people get scared of going, I need to nail this from start to finish, because people are going to, if it cuts in the middle, people are going to that's where they're going to switch off.
Yep.
Just jump cuts and things in the middle of just starting and stopping is so commonplace now that I watch so many things and I don't even notice them because you just go, yeah, it's just what you do. It's just what happens.
So that was really encouraging to get that feedback, and the others being worked on, and we got going through that, and we will delve down now that this massive event that over the year has moved through. We will put some more focus on working with other clients and doing some other bits and pieces. So look forward very much to that. Now, speaking of commitments.
Yes, you made a commitment last time to doing 2 TikToks a day.
I did. Now, how long ago, how many days has it been since we did this podcast? Tell me, Josh.
It would have been, is it 9 days? We filmed it on Tuesday.
And now we can't include Tuesday because I didn't actually do anything on the Tuesday. That was Tuesday night.
True.
So
we would have had one because I filmed one for you.
Yeah, but put up on Wednesday.
Yeah, so Wednesday. So it'd be 8 days.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
9
Thursday.
days.
9 days.
Including
9 days.
today. Have you done 2 today?
This is how many TikToks I have done in the 9 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. 22. So have I hit the goal?
You have.
I've exceeded the goal.
I was waiting for a flex or something there.
Don't need to.
I'd press the applause button, but it's all the way over there.
The numbers speak for themselves, Josh.
Cool.
The numbers speak for themselves.
Drops the mic and walks out.
I did. Do you know, these were, none of these were great. None of these were great. These were just regular. And I will tell you this, so, I hope many people watching this can relate, because run business, get busy, get tied up. Now, I'm extremely fortunate that I have people here who make videos and content for our business. So I don't stress about, is there content going up per day for our brands, right?
Yep.
I can't do this on our brands stuff. 1, the content looked terrible comparatively. And 2, there's no need to. That problem is solved. So this was on my personal TikTok.
Yeah.
And if I don't post to my personal TikTok, nothing gets posted to my personal TikTok. It is all me.
It's all on you, that one.
That's correct. Do you know what? The first few days, struggle town.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Despite having posted hundreds and hundreds of TikTok videos, and I do not want to count how many TikTok videos I've posted in general, but despite having done that over many, for a couple of years, first up was tough.
Yeah.
I think maybe the first couple were a bit easier, but I didn't love doing it. And
is it the fact of actually filming it or the remembering to film it?
Nah, it was probably more so coming up with something to film and filming it.
Yep.
All right. Now I'm going to embarrass myself here a little bit because my creativity was lacking.
That's why we do podcasts, isn't it?
It's all I do it for. But I guess I want to give you guys watching an indication of what I posted. So the first one was you filming me committing to 2 TikToks a day, right? So you sent me that footage and I posted that. The next one was me blaming you for me committing to 2 TikToks a day and then proceeding to throw my shoes at you.
I do remember this one.
Yep. We're in a hotel room on the drive over and I just threw my shoes at you.
I remember that one because I yeeted my shoe back at you.
You did. Quality content here. The next one was someone commented about you. Saying that guy. And I replied with a video being like, yeah, this guy is creepy and I have to share a room with him. And then I zoomed in on you and you had a real creepy look on your face. The next one, we were driving along and we asked our viewers for recommendations for songs while we were on a road trip.
Road trip, very appropriate.
Managed to do it at the end of the road trip, so we actually didn't. I was thinking, we should reply back to them like listening to the song.
Don't tell that one.
But I'll just say that for the next time.
We're just going to play them when we're doing Slotcast.
And then we ran into some floods in Victoria, so just filmed that. I mean, I'm not expecting you guys to be like, oh, that's a great idea. And then we got to this event. There was the programs, the matchbooks for them. So I just filmed the matchbooks and put a comment about it. And then I got stuck out downrange with the wrong shoes in the mud. And Josh, it's Be Real time. It's Be Real. There's some live social media content creation going on.
My phone going off.
Ready? I'm not
ready yet.
Open it up and we'll do this at the exact same time. Here we go. This is ready, set.
Okay. Oh wow, that's a weird face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got matching B-reels. There we go. Live on the show.
Being
Anyway.
real.
Oh, yeah, I was going through TikTok for my
You were.
videos. Got stuck in the mud with the wrong shoes. I gave people hats, so I just would film the hat coming out of the
I
box.
did see that one.
Giving it to them and they would smile, and pretty much all of them would smile. And so, nothing amazing, but just what was – and then someone commented about the music saying you were probably into Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys, which, they nailed that one
Always.
correctly. And then just a little bit of an overview of the event, some more stuff from the event, bunch of guys driving around in utes, and then all the photos I took, which I talked about.
Yep.
And then we went ice skating. So one of the guys taking his ice skates off and looking extremely relieved. And then one of the videos, actually, I posted one of the videos you guys made over the weekend.
Yes.
Because we didn't have a particular channel and I wanted to see how it would go on mine.
Yes, we couldn't post it.
So I sort of did cheat a little bit with that one, but I still, put a video up. Then I asked one of the guys at work why he was eating children's lunches. And then we did a whole stack of videos last night.
Just jumping back to the one that you posted of us.
Yes.
That is a very valid thing to jump on. Not necessarily stealing content, but I've seen this done a few times from people now, but grabbing a video that relates to your field in
Yep.
some way, shape or form. There is enough features on all of the socials now that you can green screen yourself into that video and you can comment on what's happening or whatever, and you can leverage what someone else has created on a particular topic,
Oh,
a
I'm with you.
product,
So the video
anything like that.
you guys made,
Yeah.
I should have green screened myself onto
You could
it.
have green screened
putting
yourself
some
onto that, and
content.
you then talk about the event or whatever it is, or I've
Good pickup.
I've seen this, and I've something I wanted to dive into because for people
before you derail me, because
Okay,
I was
get
going
back to
somewhere.
yours.
I was going, and all I wanted to say.
actually, I had a question about yours.
I just don't derail me. I'm
Okay,
still.
I'll let you
still
go.
here.
Then I've got a
Okay.
question.
Yep. Then we'll be real. Yes. See that? I see that hand. Just one more song. And so what I wanted to say was that when I started, it was more challenging. I was like, what on earth am I going to film? Right. As it went along, it got easier.
Yep.
As the engagement started coming through, people started leaving a comment. I could just respond to that. It would prompt another idea. And I think last night I made 6 or 7 videos.
Yeah.
And it wasn't be like, I've got to make up my numbers. Like I had already ticked the box for my numbers. And I was like, oh, well, while I'm here.
Yeah, just here's an idea that drops.
I'll
Here's
throw
an idea that
I'll
drops.
throw this at Josh. I'll throw this at Josh. But it was just it flowed more.
Yeah.
And so where I think that is if you are posting content for your business and you're starting out, post something.
Yes.
Post something.
Just
It doesn't.
something.
The thing is that people, particularly if it's a small business, there's a big element of sales that talks about people want to buy from people they like.
Yep.
People start to get to know you, especially when you're small in business. Good chance they'll start liking you, especially if they see the real you and that you're genuine, authentic, and those sort of things. People will then get to know you, and then people like to buy off people they know.
Yes.
And so, you're like, hey, I'm at work and this is what I grab for lunch. What are you guys up to? Like, even something along those lines. Like that can be in the right format, the right location for that to happen.
Yeah.
Can work really well. And what I have found is now, if you're like, hey, Joe, you said to me, you're like, hey, Rusty, tonight you should do like five responses to a TikTok. Be like, yeah, all right, cool. Okay, no sweat, I'll do that because it has become easier. And what I think, because what I feel like doing is stopping because I'm pretty busy with other things, right? Well, what I think I should do is actually continue it on because that momentum builds and your engagement builds. And also what it is it's hard. It's easier to keep going than it is to restart.
Yes.
And so if you are doing this for your business or you're trialing it out in your personal side of things or you're building your own personal brand, do it consistently and it doesn't have to be amazing. It will get better in time and
easier.
And easier. And that's the biggest thing that I found in the last 9 days is that it has gotten easier.
Yeah.
And it's got me back to the point where, I mean, you know, Josh, you walk downstairs with a camera and you'd be like, all right, you need a, and one of the new guys here came down the other day. It's like, sorry to interrupt you, but I need to get some video with this and this. I'm like, yeah, cool, mate. No sweat. Walked over and he's like, you good to go? I'm like, yeah, I'm good to go. Yeah. He's like, all right, record. And I did whatever spiel I did.
Yeah.
And it comes naturally now. And he finished, he turned it off. He's like, you just pulled that out of nowhere? I'm like, yeah. Like in this particular topic, I know what I'm talking about, so that was easy. And just I know what you're looking for. Like I know what I need to deliver to camera to make it look all right. And so that just becomes easy. You guys harass me most every second day or so needing that sort of stuff. And so it's become very second nature. What I need, what I'm learning to rekindle here is I'm prompting myself to go and make these. Yeah. And that is the slight difference. It means we can leverage more and we can get more done. Yeah. And not everyone. And I guess what we're trying to embody is what we're trying to, show people is that you don't have to have a team of 3 or 4 videographers to get these videos made. Yes. I'm doing this now, and we run lots and lots of channels, so at that point you do. But for me to build my TikTok or whatever platform I'm choosing, I just need to do it. I need to do something, and that gets easier.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the small business thing, I was going to ask you, because, I know how busy you are on a daily basis and how things go around here. Mm-hmm. But what was the most amount of time you spent making one of those 20 TikToks?
20
TikToks. Like the one that took you the longest. What was the most amount of time you spent making one?
Let me have a quick little overview. I believe the longest one that I took to make was the photos.
Yeah.
Which is
because you had to go and put all the photos in.
Yeah, I had to take all the photos and then I had to put all the photos in.
Roughly how long did that one take you?
A couple of minutes. Few minutes maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected because
no, hang on. No, I tell a lie. That probably took me 15 minutes because I had to download CapCut. I had to learn how to use the software and I had to put it all.
Downloaded CapCut.
Yeah, sure. I had to put it all through and make all that sort of gear. So realistically that one took me the longest. Yeah. Because I didn't have CapCut and I had to do that. Probably the one where I gave out the hats because there was 4 or 5 different shots in that one. But we're talking minutes, if not moments, for most of these ones. It was not challenging in that regard. But what it was a matter of fact of like you have to break what you use. And so what I would try and do with them was to use them as a break from whatever it is I was doing.
Yep.
So you're like, all right, I'm deep in whatever it is I'm deep in. All right, I've got to a point where I need a break. Instead of like going and making a coffee out of habit. Right, because when I'm away, I don't often drink coffee. Which might be a surprise to some people, but it's not because I'm like, I keep myself so busy I don't have time. No, it's not. It's complete arrogance that I won't drink bad coffee. Yep. So it is purely from that I have extremely high wanker level statuses of coffee, and so I will forego coffee rather than having average coffee.
I did not have a coffee the entire weekend.
I did at cafes afterwards. But during the actual weekend, no. And I had some fantastic coffee. Anyway, sorry, Melbourne coffee is always great. Mostly great. And so if you research it, Melbourne coffee is very good. Anyway, let's carry on with back to what we want. TikToks, that's right. I used it as that break. So I'd be like, I need to do something else for 5 minutes. Oh, I'll make a TikTok. Great. Yep. Do that. And that was my sort of outlet and then get back into whatever it is I was doing. So yeah. Now you tried to throw me off my train of thought twice. One was a question for me, and then one was taking something. The green screening and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen it popped up by a few people now that I follow that have started using it, and it's something I want to try. And I think it's quite brilliant for if you are that small business, you're dealing with different products, all the rest of it. New things get released, and maybe you're not in a position to be able to get that particular item, but there is hundreds of people now that are pumping out content for new products that are released. The ability to grab a product, whether it's a promo, someone else talking about it, whatever it is, green screen yourself into this thing, mute the video, and you can now point out things in the video of, this thing on this product is really cool, or I'm interested to see this, whatever it is. Yep. You're now getting the ability to get, in a way, hands-on with new products that are rolling out that, maybe you won't see it for a few months or maybe,
whatever
you can't get your hands on it.
Can't afford it.
Yep. You can still comment on it. You can still chat about it. You can get that engagement with your followers. They can get your opinion on it. I think it is a fantastic thing for small businesses.
Josh, I have a question.
Yes.
What if I don't have a green screen?
What if you don't have a green screen?
Yeah. You just said
doesn't matter.
Ah.
Yes, because they have a green screen filter
Okay.
I really need to look at what it's actually called, but
I think it's called green screen.
I think it's called, on, I think TikTok does it. I believe Instagram does it. It's in there somewhere in an effect that you can tap it and it will automatically blur your background out and just be your silhouette. And you can then look at your phone and you can point out to like this thing or this thing.
It's not your silhouette.
Not
just
your
to
silhouette,
clarify, but it's you. Yes. So my point being, I mean, we do have a green screen, so not a concern here. But my point being is that you don't. What I don't want people to be like, oh, I don't have a green screen set up or something. You can just go into it. You can do it. The technology is good enough that you can just stand in front of the video. It's not perfect, but it's fine, and you can point and do stuff like that. So that is very good.
I was hoping it would be one of the first filters to pop up on my Instagram, but it's really not.
Josh,
I found it.
Yep.
Green screen.
Okay.
If the phone can see it.
The camera can see it.
The camera can see it.
Yep.
I am green screened out.
Oh, there you go.
Green screen by Instagram.
No, don't buy Instagram.
Means it probably won't work.
It'll work, just no one will see it.
Instagram is different.
Okay, so it's your ability to drink. Now, we talked about some other topics, but let's not. This podcast has already gone on long enough about covering events and lessons we learned. So we need to, despite the entire podcast being about commitments, have you got a commitment to make, Josh?
I did.
You did. I
did.
And now?
And now I'm trying to remember what my commitment was.
Have you got a suggestion for me for commitments?
I think you should up your TikTok.
Up it.
Just not a massive amount, but I can just jump that one step to 3 a day.
3 a day.
3 a day.
Okay.
That is a number that gets thrown around a lot as being sort of a sweet spot for being able to grow channels.
Oh. And
it's something that we have done with one of our brands in particular, and the growth that we've seen has been phenomenal.
All right. So let's up it again. I think I'm going to regret this, but here we go. I'm going to go with 2 TikToks a day.
Yep.
And 2 reply videos a day.
Okay.
How often do we do this podcast? Is this weekly?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Regretting that one.
Yeah, I'm already hating this. Okay. All right. So
actually, I want to try and modify yours.
Oh, look out. Here we go.
Because obviously we do a lot with TikTok.
Yes.
But there is still Instagram is still trying to do things, and there is YouTube.
Yep.
YouTube now gives you the ability to reply to comments and do all those things.
Can you reply to comments on YouTube?
I believe you can.
Oh, I did not know that.
Double check the mobile app. I can't access it through our socials.
Okay.
You should be able to. I believe YouTube gives the ability to comment on things in video replies.
Okay. How?
Double check that before
How do I do this?
Say that this is all
do you know
through
how?
the YouTube app, not the YouTube Studio app.
Okay.
Which is why I haven't been able to.
Okay. This is news to me. I knew you could do a bunch of things. I knew that on my 7% of battery. I knew that you could do a bunch of things where you could use other people's videos and do the green screen thing you were talking about and other bits and pieces.
Yeah.
What I wasn't aware of is replies, because replies are a big thing. Let me find a video that's got some replies on it. That isn't a short. Is that a factor?
I'm not sure. It shouldn't be.
Let's have a look at shorts.
I could be completely wrong here.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. We have a video that there's a short.
Yep. Can you reply to the comment?
Well, it couldn't show me the comment.
Oh, that's good. Good start. Doing well.
Can't see the comments on my own channel.
Winning.
Is useful. That one's got no
That's
comments.
It's very useful.
Let me find one of the big videos that's got lots of comments. Maybe it's just not loading comments for me.
Oh, maybe.
Here we go. All right. Let's.
Did we find comments?
I've restarted the YouTube app because I'm not convinced it was working well for me. We might.
Right, I have a contingency to that one.
Okay.
So while we find out if that works, if this doesn't work, my contingency is we get a stack of comments on our Instagram. And I know as much as we do harp on about
here we go. We got a comment on create a short from this comment.
There we go.
Ha!
Yes.
Ha ha ha! I can do it.
Correct.
You are correct. Okay, what am I meant to be doing? What's my modification?
I think your 2 replies a day should be one on TikTok and one on YouTube. Because I mean, we pump out enough YouTube shorts on
Oh.
this particular YouTube channel that's covered. But I think starting to hit those replies to some of those comments.
Yeah.
Because
I do some replies sometimes on them just as comments.
Yes.
But videos,
But
much
now that
more
you
fun.
can do video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just
All right.
just to branch out in the channels because we do a lot of stuff on TikTok.
I will do that. We'll go to, tell you what I will do is I will do 4 short form videos a day.
Yep.
Be either across either my TikTok or one of the YouTube. Oh, I've just put an ice block in while I'm doing a podcast in my mouth. This is not smart.
Well
Let me
played.
pass that out.
Well played.
Professional.
Yeah.
Professionals. All right, I will do 4 short form contents a day.
Yeah.
Contents, that's what they're called.
All the content.
What about you? Have you remembered what your challenge was? Commitment.
I have not. I haven't remembered at all.
Okay.
But I'm essentially gonna copy your commitment from last week.
Okay.
And I'm gonna post 2 TikToks a day to my
On
personal
your
account.
personal one.
Because my personal account has been dead for months.
Speaking of dead for months, I have one more commitment to throw your way.
Oh no.
We had an intention of starting our own separate YouTube channel, completely separate. We have filmed multiple videos for. I would like to see you at one of them. Just one, but one video in the next 2 weeks. There's no travel planned for you. You're doing well. You got content coming out your ass. All right, there you go.
Episode
Can
1?
you achieve that one? Episode 1. We won't talk about exactly what it is.
I will try.
But there is your commitment. All right, 2 TikToks a day and one video from for episode 1 for our new channel, completely unrelated. And I will do 4 pieces of short form content a day.
Yep.
And I can't leverage what you guys do.
Yep.
Got it. All right.
Hey, Sam, just make sure this podcast goes out in 3 weeks instead.
I want it out tomorrow, Sam. Out tomorrow. All right, excellent, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. And hopefully you're taking some value from that. If you've got questions about covering events, ping Josh on that. We didn't even talk about Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. But
I have one more plug before we leave.
Here we go. Yep.
Because next week is going to be our next virtual hangout.
Okay, it is.
It'll be next week.
Yep.
If you're watching this podcast and you want to come along and chat, come and learn some things
Join
for
us
about
on
45 minutes.
Find us on Instagram because Instagram is dead, but that's where Josh posts everything about it.
It is. Come along and join us in our virtual hangout and we can all learn some things together.
Sounds good. We'll see you there and we'll
Catch
talk
you
about
next
Elon.
time.
Bye. See ya.